Today's horoscope from Astro Academy, Cancer, August 24, 2022. The transits further stimulates your desire to experience life beyond the ordinary routine. This cycle, it's a great time of year for exploring new ideas, enjoying different experiences, and venturing into unknown territory. You're lifting yourself above your usual routines, even in little ways, to better consider the bigger picture. This can be a time for refreshing your ideals and beliefs, or for giving your all to the ones you already have. Today, there can be pleasant intensity in your relationships and interactions. A buzz of excitement surrounds you and your activities. Still, the moon spends the day in your sector of home and family, and recharging on an emotional level can be helpful. The sun is essentially driven low today, bringing energy and vitality to your expansive ninth house of wisdom, adventure, and unknown territory, but there's more. Despite whether you're single or already romantically attached, the sun's ruler, Venus, is still glimmering through your relationship sector, which continues to open doors of opportunity with regard to dating and romance. On another note, the moon's shift into Cancer, and your emotionally driven fourth house of innermost feelings, could sensitize things and bring repressed feelings to the surface. This is especially true as the moon will square off with Mars and Venus in your relationship sector, so try to keep an open mind. The world is your oyster. The energy is harmonious, careful, and sensible. Now that Cancer season is unfolding, you may feel more stable when considering the trajectory of your career. New opportunities to grow, expand, and explore may arise throughout Cancer season. You should think about opportunities to travel and become better educated, as these instances could stabilize your professional trajectory. New interests could even come out, such as a mentorship or living somewhere new for work. Today you might suddenly start receiving intense telepathic communications from someone you don't really know very well. This might be symptomatic of strong ESP, extrasensory perception, abilities on your part, or it might be that this person is sending out SOS signals to everyone he or she knows. If you feel comfortable with the idea, you might try to get to know him a little better. This person could need a friend right now. You are enjoying harmonious relations with family and friends. Take time for shared activities, they will give you great pleasure. Occasions like this let you see what kind of person you are and the role you play amongst family and friends. What could be better than to find yourself in the company of others? This person has made eyes at you a few times, but something about it all still has you wondering. Is what you think going on really going on, or have you somehow misread things? Don't let how you're feeling pass you by, instead voice your romantic wishes, and tell others what you're willing to give and what is expected in return. Go out and make yourself noticed, be courageous. Find the person who is right for you and discover how you might begin to share wonderful times with another. Today you could be focused on the young people in your life. If you are a parent, you will have fun spending some quality time with your kids. Talk with them, offer them support, and see if they would like to play some sports with you. Or you could help them with their studies. If you have nieces or nephews, you could join them in a fun activity. If you want to get anything done on this day, avoid contact with others as much as you can. However, it will be almost impossible for you to avoid some personal interaction, with your own vibration in the air. Your love of socializing is renowned, and before you know it, a 5-minute chat will turn into an hour. Perhaps it would be wise to lock yourself away until you finish the work on your plate. Just make plans for some fun this evening, to balance things out. Just hours after Mercury leaves an adventurous part of your chart and returns to your career sector, the moon returns to take over from where he leaves off. This means that you will lose nothing but gain everything, as Mercury returns with a chance to get your head in the game professionally just as the stars align on the job and career fronts. Yet the moon will not only keep the spirit of adventure alive, but just as the doors open to the past and second chances on the fun, playful, romantic, and creative fronts. While on the relationship front it is still all about not only looking to the future but with confidence, Pluto turns retrograde in your romantic sector today. This opens the doors to the past and second chances, just as the moon's return to an adventurous part of your chart will see the spirit of romance and adventure come together over the coming days. Our eyes in the sky. The Cancer moon shares some frustrations in the sky while forming a square with Jupiter today. When it comes to matters of the heart, this energy could throw you for a serious loop. Try to maintain your patience, understanding, and diplomacy should any conflict arise in your love life. Emotions are likely to run high, and Cancer lunar energy is extremely emotional, so things could get ugly quickly. The energy here could amplify issues that might not ordinarily be such a big deal, so try to be mindful of that and keep things in perspective. Unfortunately, the atmosphere doesn't lighten up much as the evening progresses. The moon continues to encounter frustration as it forms a square to Chiron. With all of this going on in the cosmos, you'll want to be on the lookout for manipulative behavior. People might begin to obsess over the ways in which they feel they've been wronged, and you definitely don't want to be in the crossfire when they lash out. If the tension becomes too difficult to manage, you might want to postpone any personal interactions until things cool down. On the plus side, Chiron sends some helpful energy to the moon, so if you're able to keep calm and talk through your issues, you're likely to evolve and strengthen your relationships tonight. Don't let fear stand in the way of letting your sentiments be known. Understanding boundaries with friends is going to be super hard during this new moon, mostly because you're the one who's unable to adhere to the structure and limits in your relationships. The advice is to resist the urge to text too much. Be cognizant of the volume of communication you send over. While we can trust our head to steer us in the correct direction, we should aim to be heart-centered in our approach. The next 2 days are an excellent time for starting things, but not for seeing them through if they require extensive planning or patience. In the morning, the Cancer moon squares Jupiter in Aries, augmenting optimism. Emotional comfort may be sought through the discovery of new spiritual insights or education. Although we derive pleasure in the familiar, under this influence, we are curious about how different cultures live. However, this transit can also facilitate blind spots that leave us vulnerable to taking too much on faith. We can also find ourselves spiritually bypassing dilemmas that require a rational solution. Aim to stay high-minded without being avoidant of life's complex realities. Before noon, the Leo Sun and Vesta, the goddess asteroid of divine inspiration, oppose each other in the sky. We now find ourselves asking, is my passion somehow at odds with the image I'm presenting to the world? Vesta in Aquarius suggests that we be inclusive of the diverse needs of those within our communities. We may be wondering how we can define our personal identity through humanitarian or innovative group efforts. Even though these ideas seem opposed, they are not intrinsically at odds. We must know ourselves, and know ourselves well, before we can stand as an example of an idea for others. The point is not to claim leadership and authority by force, but to be a pillar that inspires those around us to act. This transit SUG celebrated rather than scrutinized, because they have made us the person we are today.